Okay, let's see. Safari Club was for us the weekend matinee place. Murphy's Law Play. We were sitting in the side room and there were all these huge stuffed animals. Stuffed zebras, stuffed, I don't even know what. And Jimmy got there early and had a pyramid of Budweiser that I want to say is about as tall as me. Perfectly stacked up. And video cameras weren't too common back then. They were pretty damn expensive. And this kid came into the backstage area and said, "I need to do an interview. I've got a video camera, and it's for DC Underground TV." So Jimmy's sitting down, some of the other guys in the band. I'm sitting next to Jimmy. And this poor kid keeps saying, "So, tell me about the band. What's up?" Jimmy's like, "Well, we're kind of like an iguana." And I'm like, "No, you know, we keep changing." I'm like, "No, Jimmy, chameleon." He's like, "Oh yeah, retake." So tell me about the band. "Well, Murphy's Law is kind of like an iguana." So anyway, anytime Jimmy is doing this interview, he keeps grabbing Bud and shaking it and popping the metal can open. So there's beer flying everywhere. Well, I guess this kid couldn't go to the show unattended, and the dad didn't want the kid not to have the video camera. So the kid's father walks into the room and is standing behind the kid who's trying to do this poor interview as Jimmy is cracking Bud's and it's spraying video. That's my favorite Safari Club story.
That's good. Did you used to come down there with Gut Instinct and everybody?
I used to come down a lot by myself. One of my best girlfriends was going to Corcoran. She had a car. And I was too young to drive at that point. So she would come down, I think for a while. She was actually engaged to Steve Swint a while, but she and I used to come down to a lot of the shows together. And really, most of the times we would go, it was because the New York bands came, like whether it was Token Entry or Crackdown. One lineup that one day Toby and I caught up at CBGB's and we were talking, and it was supposed to be this like momentous event because I think it was the day that he decided that he was going to move up to New York City. But anyway, it was apparently this momentous day because we all wound up being there. We had no idea that 20 years later we were all going to wind up being in New York City, and that we all kind of came together up here.